old manor stood at the end of a twisted path, shrouded in fog that clung to the ground like ghostly fingers. No one recalled when it had last been inhabited, but locals whispered tales of the family that had vanished without a trace. Curiosity gnawed at Clara, pulling her toward the forsaken walls, each step crunching on decaying leaves underfoot. The air thickened as she neared, its chill biting at her skin. She pushed the heavy oak door open, and it creaked ominously, a reluctant participant in her trespass. Inside, shadows danced across the walls, shifting with her every breath. Clara could almost hear whispers beneath the musty layer of dust, the remnants of lives once lived, now trapped in the silence. As she wandered through the darkened halls, glimpses of faded photographs caught her eye, faces with hollow eyes gazing back, mouths twisted in despair. Somewhere deep in the house, the flicker of candlelight flickered, taunting her to follow. With trepidation, she moved toward the glow, heart racing as she turned corners lined with peeling wallpaper, where time seemed to have forgotten to march forward. Finally, she arrived at a door, slightly ajar, where the warm light spilled out in beckoning waves. She hesitated, glancing back at the desolate path, the creeping fog whispering warnings. But the comfort of light pulled her closer. With a deep breath, she pushed the door open, revealing a room adorned with opulent antique furniture, as though the family had just stepped out for a moment. In the center stood a long dining table, a feast laid out, untouched, as if in stasis. But as she took a step closer, she noticed the food decomposing before her eyes, veils of decay cascading over roast meats and congealed sauces. Suddenly, a cold gust shut the door behind her, and she felt the heavy weight of eyes upon her. The chairs around the table scraped against the floor, moving with ghostly force, and shadowy figures began to coalesce. Their expressions were eerily familiar, the faces of the very photographs on the wall. They looked at her with a mixture of longing and despair, and she realized they weren't merely watching, they were waiting. Panic clawed at Clara's throat as she stepped back, gripping the door in a desperate attempt to escape. It wouldn't budge. The spectral family began to rise, hands outstretched, their mouths forming silent screams. And Clara realized she had become just another guest in the family's eternal feast, trapped in a cycle of lingering dread, destined to share their fate. The fog outside thickened, hiding the manor, a whisper of its presence easing back into the shadows, leaving the path empty once more, waiting for the next curious soul to cross its threshold.